Hello and welcome to Tea Time on PlusTvAfrica. We're an entertainment analysis show that basically breaks down all the gospels that's happening in the industry, from acting, dancing, singing. As long as you're creative, you're important to us. And I have my co-anchors that do this with me, Halima, Baby, and Ifelo.
What's going on? What's popping?
How's it going?
Blessed, man. Good to have you guys, man. Thank God it's Friday.
No, it's not.
It's not Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Friday, though.
Unfortunately, you're going to wake up very early tomorrow morning to come to work. Why? Because it's Friday. It's a work day.
Work day, sweetheart.
It's tomorrow that maybe, depending on your Saturday, you might be able to sleep in. Might.
It's very confused.
You're very correct, actually. But anyways, we'll leave. We move.
How are you?
I'm good.
I haven't seen you in a minute on this table.
You guys are the ones balling. They know what holiday is called.
Must be nice.
Must be sweet. Hey, like, when I saw this morning, I was so envious. I was like, what, you went to
So
do
your mind
Salah.
now, your media personality that takes public holidays.
Yes,
I
no.
had work.
Wow.
Work to do.
No, see,
Work
it is.
aside.
It's different.
outside
Work
work.
after work is on your own terms, right? But this one is not on your terms. So when you have to be here, you
But
know.
I'm still looking forward to the weekend with you guys because I was still working. So
So you're not working
same
this
table.
weekend?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep.
Oh, you look nice though. You look well
11
rested.
on Saturday. 11 a.m. on Saturday when I'm waking up, like legit.
You're making out. We hope.
Like you want to
Waking
sleep that your body will start to ache. That
11
I've
a.m.
had enough.
Did you say 11 p.m. or 11 a.m.?
11 a.m.
That's like super early,
It
safe.
depends on when you sleep.
I'm not super early.
It depends on when you sleep. But either way, the point is you sleep.
What time
that
do you
sleep
wake
that
up when
your body starts aching? Like it's
you need to
okay.
wake up?
You need to get up. Have you peed?
Hey.
Have you drank water? It's okay.
Your body starts speaking to
Yeah,
you.
it's like,
Exactly.
it's
You start
alright.
having a conversation.
Did
Yeah,
it. Oh, it's alright.
I'm fine now. I'm fine now. Yes, you've tried. Just get up.
Alright, I don't know if we have a trending video, but should we just go straight into the conversations? What we're doing?
Yes. Unless there's a trending video that I like to see it. Anything to make me happy this period.
For that very reason, we're starting with story.
Okay, let's go.
Nollywood filmmaker Biodun Stefan has narrated how operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC in case you don't know who that is, broke into their hotel room around 3 a.m. while she was sleeping. Stephanie said in an Instagram post that she slept in a hotel while filming last week and that she opened her eyes a little past 3 a.m. to see two men dressed in black weapons. She said she thought she was dreaming when she heard her door room closed. According to her, she sprung up without thinking and shouted, "Stay right there. Who are you?" Stefan then said they replied that they were EFCC, saying that, and then her head sparked. She was like, "Are you kidding me? You entered my room unannounced?" EFCC then said, "Madam, we knocked but no response." And then she now said, "So you decided to enter my room? You should have kept knocking." Then Stefan explained that she was sleeping like every normal person would and that one of them just opened his mouth and said, "Where is the man of the room?" I was confused at first. "The who?" she replied. And then, "Your partner." Angered well up inside me, is this one moving mad? His partner didn't realize, obviously, that the folly that the partner had caused, so he quickly started apologizing and said, "You are not the one we are looking for." Interesting story.
Very.
I don't know, it's a tricky situation to me.
But you know, no, it just brings me back to what we've been saying, even with SARS, with normal police, with everyone that stops you on the road that they want to search you. Without a proper warrant, none of those things should occur, right? Now, yesterday we're talking about citizens arrest. You know, there are certain clauses that are attached to those type of processes, right? Where unless maybe a criminal activity just took place, right? And then there are police checkpoints and they are checking out for the criminals or looking out for the criminals. Nobody should be allowed to just stop here and say we are searching, we are doing, without showing me a warrant. So, you know, if it was a country where things were working, right, these people should be answering questions. Why come into somebody's room without a warrant? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's really unacceptable.
Maybe
And a hotel
did have a warrant because a hotel won't allow you to enter.
But she said allegedly the hotel operative said they just barge into the hotel. So yes.
And they pass the receptionist and
What do they don't have guns?
They go with violence. So
They go with violence. They don't come like they are your friend.
Yeah, they don't. They don't do that. She's not the only person.
If the hotel had tried to, you know, resist, they probably would arrest the hotel owner as well.
They can't even resist because the hotel staffs are not armed. So
Do you get? So
it's already
they
an even the security cannot stop EFCC from entering. I don't even think it's the point of you entering the hotel that's an issue. If your hotel is in any way
compromised,
then you know, sure, but what if you're saying about, you know, still having a warranty for that particular person is important. But at the same time though, because I remember when this conversation started, I was asking a lawyer friend of mine, and she was saying that it's not every time that what's it called,
a warrant is needed.
One, a warrant is needed, and two, sometimes you don't know the specific room that the person is in, so you have a warrant to check the hotel, but then sometimes you have to honestly, like, it can be that you have your source is that he's on a particular floor, not the room, for example, and stuff like that. So it can happen, but it's not. Again, what I've even said is also tricky is because I know that we do have a Yahoo people in the hotel problem. Yeah. It's now synonymous to that. So
that's why they leave.
Basically. So, you know, that's not okay for sure. And hotels do need to start to put in place measures to curb that pandemic that's going on. So I understand that they can, sometimes that can happen as well, but I think I will still lean most what Ife said, that at the end of the day, if it was a more civilized society, those people should be answering questions, because I think you can keep on knocking till the person opens. There's ways that you can do it. There's manners in which that you can make it a lot more decent, because this feels like you are trampling on people's privacy.
I also saw some.
You said about sometimes they don't really need a warrant. Like sometimes some cases.
That's when a criminal activity just occurred.
But how do we know what happened in the hotel? How do we know the information they gathered?
You
don't know. They might have gotten like information. That's the thing. It's actually tricky from the station that something's happening there.
I saw let's put sense to this one.
Yeah.
So I saw a video last week. One of these private universities. I can't remember the name, so I don't want to mention, you know, randomly.
Yeah.
NDLEA operatives walked into the school, the bus rooms, started searching their lockers, looking for drugs and stuff like that, right? That's a university, a place where the students were paying school fees, right? That their parents are putting so much money, and then the NDLEA comes in there. Is that a problem?
My school, I'm not mentioning, but my school, before you enter the school, you sign an undertaking that you can be searched at any time.
By the school?
No.
Did they put it there that NDLEA?
You can be searched by officials. They didn't say just by the school. And
officials of the school?
Nah, not of the school.
What if the NDLEA official let off a weapon and killed a student?
Well, he didn't.
That was trying to escape, or a student panicked too much and jumped off the balcony, but they didn't.
No,
right?
No,
Is that how we're gonna stick to it?
You signed an undertaking. I don't know about that school.
Nah, man, no. I never even thought we'd back this. What's your take on this one?
For my school, we signed undertaking 100 level. When you enter the school, you can be
I went to
searched
Babcock.
at
I'll call the name
any
of the
time.
school. I know these things.
You can be searched at any time.
If you've signed an undertaking that you can be searched by officials.
You don't even read what you talk.
School officials.
I don't think it should matter who's getting searched, because if the school officials give authority to the ND authority, then it's still the same thing.
I just thought that was wrong.
If you have signed an undertaking, except you haven't signed an undertaking,
then that's
but I know that even in some unis in Nigeria, you can get tested for drugs anytime.
Yes, now.
You can get searched anytime. I think you have to also consider but if the school is even a bit more different from the hotel, because I think the school, you're very much under the subject of the university. The university says NDLEA come to my school, and that's where you decided to go to school. So that's you.
That's your problem. Personally,
that's what you're gonna get.
I just feel like, you know, abuse of power.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's abuse of power. I think it's just executed poorly.
And even if they didn't even sign an undertaking, before you enter the school, they gave you the rules. do not take drugs, do not do this and that. And if they come and search, it's not a problem. I don't feel it's invasion of privacy.
No, you're not getting my point.
What's the point?
The searching is not the problem. I went to a school where I was searched randomly, where I was picked
NDLEA
up
searching
at
that's the
every point in time, like, let's go and let's get your urine sample, let's get that. So I went to a school like that, right? So I know how it is. And then the drug pandemic wasn't even as bad in my time as it is now, right? So I get where they are coming from. I get why this is necessary. But what I'm telling you is that it's NDLEA, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency.
What's the problem?
Well, I think the ones that should be searching in schools.
What does it matter who's searching if you already know that they're going to be searched?
Whether it's NDLEA, whether it's the school, who cares?
All right, cool. Take your kids there then.
The real conversation is why you're searching adults.
That's the point. That's the real conversation.
But then we can have more conversations about that with Nigerian universities anyway. Why are you not wearing jeans? Why are you barbing your beards? Like, there's a lot.
The reason I keep talking about NDLEA is that, according to the law, if NDLEA finds you with drugs, it's a jail term, right? Now, in schools, these are kids, they're learning. Wait, relax now. These are kids, they're learning. I think there are ways that a lot of people were corrected during my time, right, that did not involve NDLEA.
It's a strong point.
They were sent on suspension.
It's a strong point.
They were sent on suspension. They came back and they took them to rehabs. They worked on them. They saw it as a problem. Addiction is a disease.
That's
not for kids to go to jail. We have 17-year-olds and 100 levels, 16-year-olds.
I don't think it's a matter of kids. University people are not kids. Even
kids are big. Whether you're 16 or not, you're
it's not from the kids' angle. It's the fact that you are at an institution that's supposed to help develop you to be better. He has a point where you're saying that you can make that place a bit more safer. That okay, yes, out there is real, NDLEA is a threat, but here there's other ways that you can correct the child. That's a strong point. That makes sense to me.
But to search, and if they get the child, nobody knows we're going to go take them to jail. But
they
might first take those people. Because they want the search party to be like official and correct.
But if
maybe they don't really have the right search party for that.
What if I say it's true is that if the NDLEA is the one that searches you go to prison, that's extreme. That's very extreme. In fact, I'll now even agree with Ife that that's even a bit much because I'm pretty sure I did not sign for that.
Of course.
Let's know because there's a massive difference between giving my submitting myself to the authority of the school and then submitting myself to the authority of the NDLEA. If the country, if the rules are different, that is a very, very fair point. If that's the case, then with what if I said, then his earlier point even still then stands that there should be a clear distinction between what kind of official you're signing your stuff to, because then that means that because I thought that you just get searched and whatever happens, but then if there's different consequences to different authorities and officials, it needs to be stated in there what it is. But that sounds extreme, Sha. If they're going to be arresting kids
take them to prison
because you had no, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Let's go on a quick break. It's getting tense. Welcome back. This is Tea Time on PlusTvAfrica. If you're joining us, we've just had a few basketball conversations, really getting warm in here. But we're going to move away from drugs and related issues to the acting scene. Okay, so Nollywood actress Halima Abubakar has slammed the media personality Shade Ladipo for telling ladies that there is no shame in sleeping around with men. In a previous report, Shade Ladipo took to her Instagram page to urge ladies not to be ashamed of disclosing how many men they have slept with, as it is a normal phenomenon. She further said that ladies shouldn't let anyone sex shame them. Ladipo urged them to raise their heads high and be proud because sex isn't a crime. Reacting to this, Halima Abubakar described it as a height of being irresponsible.
Your take, Nema?
My take, I feel like where she was coming from is the fact that women should not be sex shamed, which I agree with, because you look at a man, he would sleep with thousands, literally. Thousands.
He would sleep with
Lama Odin.
He will even say how like he's going to Shade's from Chine,
and there's so much pride with it, like. So why does it not come to a woman and then there's an issue? There's an issue. Please, I don't understand. She's shamed for it. Like, so I mean, from that aspect, I actually agree with her that women should not be shamed. But then for her to encourage women to, just keep sleeping around
how
and
do you
all.
tell
now,
them
we don't
that
encourage
it's not a problem without encouraging them?
No. she said in her comments that you can move, having sex is not a problem. You can move from one person to another, which I don't agree with.
Why not? If you're not a virgin and you enjoy sex and it's good and you're staying protected.
Sorry, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree that you should
explain
move.
why.
I feel like I'm a kind of person that I like to be committed to my partner before I can even have that kind of relationship with you. Do you understand? You can't just be, to me, it looks irresponsible. You're not dating this person. You have sex with him.
Is sex only for dating?
That's my take.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just interacting with you.
Yeah, that's my take. That's my take.
Okay.
And I feel like you should have a kind of connection with that person before you
have sex with the person.
You open your and just have sex. So if you continue like that, that means if you're sloppy drunk today, you have sex with him.
You don't have to be sloppy drunk.
You're not sloppy drunk. Then tomorrow you have sex with another person like that. You keep having sex and having. I feel like it's just irresponsible to me.
Okay.
To me, it's irresponsible.
What is irresponsible about it?
You're not committed to the person. You're just having sex.
Again, is sex only for committed relationships?
For me,
I agree. Baby girl, there's another person you're speaking for.
No, yes. So I feel like that is how it should be. It shouldn't just be.
You see, I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I'm just saying let's unpack the thought process, right? Let's unpack it. Let's see where it's coming from. It's an interpretation.
Do you have reasons why you have opinions like that?
Why do you think that sex should only happen with committed relationships like that? Yeah, explain.
Why you should only open your legs when you're sloppy drunk?
No, not sloppy drunk. I use that as an example.
Okay, let us understand.
I just feel like it's irresponsible. Like, you just having sex without reason with people. It's irresponsible. Even for a man, not just a woman.
Okay, wait.
Not just a woman. I think that's the problem we have.
What is the reason for sex?
What's the reason for sex?
Yeah, that's the question. What is the reason for sex?
Emotional attachment to your partner. For me,
Okay.
I don't know about any other person.
Have you heard of Rema's new song, Soundgasm?
I don't know about any other person. I feel like if you're just having sex with people for no reason, you don't care, no emotional attachment, you just feel like having sex and you just next guy, let's go, enter the room, go again. Tomorrow I feel like having sex, Bobby, where are you please? Okay, let's hit it up. I feel like it's just diminishing to me. I don't know. I feel like it's diminishing.
I see. I want it to come out. You see, I like the words because I knew the negative words.
Are you talking from spirituality, religion standpoint, morality?
Yeah, what is
What is your drive for saying, making
morality, from a moral standpoint, I feel like it's just not right.
All right, so let me ask you a question. If Sister Shade in church, right, likes sex a lot, but Sister Shade comes to church on Sunday, right? You see her, she made love to somebody on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then she comes to church on Sunday, and Sister Shade is speaking in tongues. Will you give her the eye like, hypocrite?
Of course not. Why would you give her the eye as hypocrite?
So
speaking in tongues does not mean you are spiritual. Anybody can speak in tongues.
Sister Shade lays her hands on somebody, or she has faith, or
let's even leave that.
No, because I want to
let's
say
because honestly, Neymar hasn't stressed. Neymar hasn't stressed
that
on religion.
That is not a good point. That's not a good point because anybody can lay hands and the person can be healed. You can be a sinner
so let's talk
and
about
you lay hands on people.
Okay, let's talk about from the
I want to ask questions though because I like this conversation a lot. You use the word diminishing because thankfully I've been opportuned enough to come from different societies that view sex very differently, and I understand
how it's seen here.
How it's seen here, and I disagree with how it's seen here. So I want to understand it better because obviously I don't have that trail of thoughts, right? So you said the word that is diminishing. To diminish something, right, is to reduce the value of that thing. Why do you think that having sex reduces the value of that person?
From a moral standpoint, I feel like it just, first of all, let's be honest, for me, I feel like sex is also attached to spirituality. Let me just say it there because, yes, I agree with that. So when you're...
That's the word. I've been waiting
for that. Deep. Like with different people, you don't have any emotional attachment. You're having sex with him. You're having sex with her. A lot of people. I feel like it's just a problem. I'm like, nah. I mean, from a moral standpoint.
So let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
I wanted to say God forbid, but I'm like, what's God forbid about it? Imagine if likes to have fun, right?
Yeah.
You work together. Your brother has been in the States. He came back to the country. You had a dinner or something. Your brother met Ife. But because you know Ife has slept with 4 guys, right? Or 5 guys that you know, would you advise your brother not to marry Ife? He's in love. He has fallen in love. But because you know Ife has slept with 5 guys, has that diminished her? Has that reduced her value as a woman?
When you say diminish, in what context?
I mean, like, self-worth. For me, I keep saying for me.
What advice would you give to your brother if he says he wants to marry?
I will not. Won't she marry one day? I don't understand.
About your own brother.
And so, is he not a man? He can marry her now.
Diminish your character because you know she's a good person.
Yeah. Okay. So
not about that.
So I mean, first of all, to each man
from a moral standpoint, I feel like
each man his own, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. But when you start seeing that it's quite a common thing in society, you know that it is I'm sorry to say, it's a social conditioning, not because it's a matter of fact, right? Because if it was a matter of fact, it would be the same everywhere else. So it's a social condition thing. Societally speaking, Nigerian women, because what you just said now can never come out of a man's mouth in Nigeria. So we just know that's for women. The man will never say that, if I sleep around, except he's like deep inside church.
In fact, they think you're even more of a good husband material when you've been around a lot more. They know they will learn a lot from you.
Let's just say now that social conditioning has allowed men to really explore their sexuality, be aware of the sexuality, and feel free to express themselves sexually however they deem fit.
Anyways,
Nigerian boys are very vocal with who they like in terms of like what sexual attraction, how often they want to get it and all of that. And I think that women should have the same. So now this is my own opinion. I don't think you need to tell any woman when she's doing too much or when she's doing too little. There's ways to have safe sex, no matter how frequent. So once that safe sex conversation is out of the window, the frequency should not matter, in my opinion. Now, sex is nothing but sex. It is as animalistic as it gets. As in, like, it is as animalistic as it gets. As in fishes, cows, dogs, all of that. Wait, let me finish.
No, it's not as
fishes, cows, dogs, all those people, they have sex. You can now you can be intentional about it. It's like food, for example. It's as animalistic as it gets, but can you eat intentionally? As in, can you eat with like, I want this thing I want to taste this thing, I want to enjoy, I want to appreciate the person that cooked it. So yeah, you can have sex in a more deep way, but on a normal basis, a biological thing, if you put man and woman, it will happen, okay? So I don't think, I agree with what's her name, Shade Ladipo, completely, so I don't go into a whole sex education thing on this.
Anyways, for me.
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry, I'm not being
okay, so, for me, I agree with her that it is very old school to, what's it called? To shame anyone for how often they have sex. However, because I'm in Nigeria and context is very important, I will still say to women to be very careful because they will shame you.
Of course.
They will shame you, not because you're supposed to be shamed. You don't deserve that, and you're not doing anything wrong. People have different libidos. People have different views on sex, and it's very okay. But I know that in society, especially with even these men that are so-called expressive, they cannot handle it when you're as expressive with them. If they find a woman that matches their energy, they will run because it's not common here. So use your polo as you are expressing yourself if you're on that table that Shade Ladipo is. But I completely disagree with Halima. I think there's nothing wrong with saying that out loud, with expressing that or communicating that. There's nothing irresponsible about it. To each one, its own.
All right, so for me, right, the fact that I'm work and I know that sex is something that, actually occurs, and it's not until you're married and until sometimes emotions rise, sometimes, the moments, the ambience, things that actually lead to people making love. But I probably wouldn't use the word animalistic. I'll probably use a natural state of mind. It's a natural.
No, she's saying animalistic as per in the act.
I get.
No. I mean animalistic as in biologically speaking. Okay. Like it is as natural as it comes. As in like as humans it's as natural as human beings sleep, as animals in general. We sleep, we eat.
It is very natural, but I'm not going to throw my moral standards out of the window as well. I'm still going to say that, okay, as far as morals are in place, there's something called Iwamba Lomolua Bin Shikon.
Speak Yoruba.
You say speak Yoruba? Iwamba, have limits to things.
Absolutely, but
if
no
you
one
want
should
to,
you have to have decorum.
But don't now come out as a woman or a man. Because I see we've been told, I say, I slept with this. So that's not even sensible for a man.
No, you don't have
you understand?
sense.
I don't want to be seen as a matter of fact, all the times all my partners have asked me how many ladies have you slept with, the numbers they reduce. Because I don't want you to see me in some type of way when I'm telling you 3,000. Do you understand? I'll probably tell you 3 girls. Do you understand? I would lie. That's just because I have morals. I don't want you to see me in a type of way. So I would lie and tell you there are just 2. In fact, I did 3rd. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I believe that he's a joker.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's just how to behave. Morally speaking. It is what we should do. Don't now make sex look like I'm not married and so. But if
yes, I'm not married and so.
If I made a very strong point when she said I libido, because that's what I was going to touch on when I was trying to interrupt you. That look, some people, which is why if you look at some parts of Nigeria, we're talking about circumcision, and then they want to circumcise some girls because they believe that if they don't snip it, they probably would be what's it called? Promiscuous. Yes, that's the word. But it is now we're fighting against all of that because we know that's not the case, and it's okay to have high libido. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? We know now that
that's why this moral conversation is very important, that you keep it to yourself. Because you keep it to yourself, because just because I'm having a higher amount of sex than you doesn't make me looser, because you don't know, first of all, you don't know how I'm having it, you don't know in what context, you don't know my libido stance and all of that. There's nothing in this world that anyone appreciates that people do too much. If I start eating too much, it looks nasty. If I start going out too much, or I'm doing anything too much.
That's the thing, that's the point.
But again, the point,
extremist, everything, you shouldn't do too much of anything.
Absolutely. So that's
the same thing goes for sex, you shouldn't do too much.
Absolutely, exactly.
Even if you want to do too much, as long as you're safe, just don't come out to the society.
No. I'm saying that there's something like having sex too much. There's something like having sex too much.
Like when you're doing 10 times a day.
It doesn't even matter the frequency. You are the one that would know how. You know when you're abusing sex. We know what it was.
10 times a day is not too much.
In a week, you do with 5 different men.
I don't think you should be putting the frequency, because if I do, let's say for example, you see a girl that does 5 different guys in 1 week, but then she doesn't have sex again for the rest of the year. You think because you've seen her for that week, you call her promiscuous. Again, you can't really set for people the limitations, because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. It's you have to be very careful that yes, you can abuse sex, you can do too much of it, but I don't think there's no police for that.
Obviously.
The person that is doing it will know when they are doing too much, is what I'm trying to say.
But why
some people don't know. That's the point.
Everybody knows.
Why I feel Shade Ladipo is coming. I mean, why I feel Abubakar. Why I feel like Abubakar is coming from that. It is irresponsible. Is when you now make it look like Ansel. And I want to sleep with this one. And sleep with this one. That's quite irresponsible.
The Ansel for Shade Ladipo is that the Ansel is take charge of your sexuality. Feel free to express yourself.
But don't put us in your business. That's sex is a private thing. I can't come out.
She never said that you must now decorate it in social media. She said if anybody is shaming you, don't let them do that. Feel free to express yourself in however you feel like. That's fine.
I just think sex is a private, intimate moment
for you.
With any when I say
for you.
For you. Put for you. Because some people like
people have their careers online. People have their careers built on sexual life.
Even in the woke societies that we are talking about in America, in anywhere where people are forming and we are woke with sex, or Australia, whatever. If you're having sex in a public environment, they will arrest you.
Nobody's talking about.
Do you get what I mean? So what I'm saying is that it's I'm getting somewhere. What I'm trying to let you know that it is a private thing. So you might say it's for me, but even the society at large understands that this is a private intercourse.
Yeah, the act of it, not the discussion of it. You can talk about it in public.
But we're talking about the act now.
No,
not
if
the
you
discussion.
started with saying that we shouldn't be.
Even the act is public.
The point of I didn't know posting sex online. What are you saying?
That is something you register to. You take.
True, that's very different. That's not really public per se.
That's not
public. The public will be.
Public is in
the
your car.
Oh, okay, just to have sex anyway.
Yeah.
Like, no, now.
What about chickens?
But if you even started the conversation with the fact that we shouldn't be talking about it. You should not, because what was irresponsible.
You shouldn't talk about your sexuality.
You can't say.
That's for you. Some people don't like talking about. Some people like talking about it.
People have podcasts that are made on that. People have their careers built on
definitely your job, not
it doesn't matter. You can do it for social commentary. It's all your business. See, people again. This matter that is so individualistic that it's crazy to me that people can have strong opinions and call somebody irresponsible or not. Because if I decide not to have sex till I get married and decide to wait, I have every right to I have every right to do that, and nobody should shame me for that. If I decide that I want to do it intimately,
do you see how they shame boys that are virgin after a certain age?
You know, if I decide that I want to do it only intimately in relationships, I'm very much allowed to do that. But in the same breath, you cannot now take out for those who are very content and active with their own expression of sexuality. That's
not
unfair.
Shaming
but
them.
please, I have a question, please.
Everybody
Nima,
do their
how
thing.
do you know Pornhub?
Music break. PlusTvAfrica.
But we said that we need another show for the background.
We do. There's a whole tea time show that happens outside of tea time. But anyway, thank you for sticking through. Let's just jump right into another conversation. Let's go abroad for a minute and leave these social conditioned, limited, sexually unexpressive. Should I keep going?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Just
Okay, rapper.
Funny feels offended.
Yeah, no. Okay, girl.
That would be.
Tory Lanez, the rapper, has claimed that he was framed in the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. The 28-year-old musician, real name Daystar Peterson, was accused of firing a gun at the Savage hitmaker last summer of 2020, following a dispute that left a Hollywood Hills party together, resulting in Megan suffering bullet wounds to her feet. He pled not guilty to felony assault and firearm charges and took aim at Megan in his song Money Over Fallout from his 2020 album Daystar. As he rapped, "Megan, people trying to frame me for a shooting, but them boys ain't clean enough." That was a line from the song. He's also said the same thing in some other radio rounds as well. Megan, who has had no qualms about blasting Lanez and any other associations on social media since the shooting, has yet to weigh in on the freestyle, stated that at the time, it's also important to mention that the police, the LAPD said that at the time Megan Thee Stallion was with the police, she did not report that she was a victim of any crime, and that the LAPD had not received any additional information at that time. You can also be recalled that during that period as well, when she now came out, Megan tweeted that black women are so unprotected and we hold so many things in to protect the feelings of others without considering our own. So meaning that obviously she didn't want to snitch on this guy. She added in the same tweet, "It might be funny to y'all on the internet and just another messy topic for you to talk about, but this is my real life and I'm real life hurt and traumatized." Very deep.
Very.
Okay.
It's messy.
I'm just waiting for this because this case gets you really confused, right? Right from when it happened, she never said she was shot. Matter of fact, they told her to step out from the vehicle. She never said, "Oh, I've been shot" or anything. It was the police themselves that saw that she was bleeding, and then we saw how she went to the hospital. So like you said, she didn't want to snitch. But I feel like if you feel like your life was in danger at a particular... Now, this is not something that happened after. This happened after the shooting. You were still injured. You were still bleeding. It's my take now, it's my opinion that unless your life is still being like completely threatened, that if you talk about it, we're probably going to shoot you in front of the police, right? Then I feel like she should have said something about Tory. And at the same time, I feel like Tory, they both know who did it. They both know how it happened. But other things will crop up the moment they start talking about exactly what happened. Do you understand? And they don't want to go down for other charges. They just rather stick to just this one that involves me, and instead of getting other people involved. And so I feel like it's a really messy, and I think a lot of investigation and, you know, talking about it. Let's see what the court of law brings out from this. But as it is, I'm confused already. I don't even know who's guilty. I don't know who's innocent anymore.
It was only the both of them in the car.
No, with what's the name?
Who?
There's another girl.
Kylie, but she left.
No. There's another girl that was in the car. There were three when they were arrested.
Kylie Jenner was in the car.
No, it wasn't Kylie. I think it was another girl that was with them.
Kylie Jenner was in the car.
They went for Kylie's party. Kylie wasn't in the car.
Okay.
Kylie wasn't. They left Kylie at the party. It was one of Megan's, I think Megan's best friend or something, that she has refused to talk about
Kylie
it to today.
Go on.
It was both of them in the car.
Yes.
Okay.
So, obviously, who would have shot at Megan? Like, would she have
Shot herself.
shot herself? Was she high? Was she on drugs? Like, we should look at all these things. She was coming from a party. would she have actually taken the gun and shot herself? I was thinking about it, that for this guy to be saying openly and even saying in a song that he didn't do it, I kind of believe him. I kind of do.
It's very.
I kind of do. That's like, maybe there are other things.
Situation, yeah.
It's a very dicey situation. There are other things. Maybe something happened to her at the party.
Thing that Tory Lanez can never do for himself in this life, he's to go down saying he did not shoot Megan. You think that what people are going to accept that he shot Megan and he will go the best thing. Yeah. What's it called? The grandfather of these people. What's his name? Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah.
How is Bill Cosby and his shooter now?
Bill Cosby that had how many women come out to say this from 19 Gbogbo to the recent times still said, even when he was even when he was taken to jail, that you've been persecuted for this.
If you're not on his side,
you found what's it called? You found what's the word? Guilty. Yeah. My guy still came out and said
he didn't.
I don't do it.
So
that's not enough reason.
So I kind of do. I don't know. I feel like we just have to look at it from like different perspectives. Like coming from the party, maybe something happened to her there. Who knows? And then she got in the car and he took her and she didn't say it. Like, she didn't open her mouth and say, Lanez, you shot me.
If you've ever been in a toxic relationship before, you would know that people
toxic is when you cannot find help.
No, that's not toxic.
I'm saying when you will not react in a toxic relationship.
These people could
It's not when help has come. Are you telling me that?
No, sir. No. That is not toxic.
Police was there and you decided to be protecting a man.
Are you joking?
That's when you even protect the man.
Even more.
When the police is there.
And also a toxic relationship.
My own is that even after
she was not dying. Relax.
Her leg was bleeding. She could have died.
She was not.
Girl, you're extra.
She wasn't dying. It wasn't that deep.
What if she had lost blood?
No, she wasn't.
What if she bled to death?
And also your story was wrong. She had actually come out of the car after the, because what was even said was that they heard a gunshot when Megan came out of the car. This is the way I visioned the story when I read it the first time. They were having their argument. The babe stepped out. He shot at her. That's the image I got from the beginning of the story. Because she got shot.
There's a video. There's an actual video of the arrest where they all stepped down from the car, right? You know, there's a video back in that, right? Where they all stepped down when the police arrived.
So much had happened that day. That's what I'm telling you. What's it called? Kylie had already come out of the car. People had come back inside. People had stepped out. There was a lot of drama. See, again, if you know anything about toxic relationships, you know that, especially when both of them are toxic, because now it seems like Megan is the only, is the innocent person, and sometimes it's not even that clean cut. It could be that both of them are aware, which is why I think they didn't want to talk, because I know Megan
struggling over the fire.
Let me finish my story, please, because your super story is getting very far. I think that both of them are toxic, and whatever was happening in that car was they're having messy arguments, whatever. This is something that obviously they've done. I don't think a guy can go from innocent to shooting you on the leg. They've obviously been very messy with each other. But if you know anything about relationships that are messy, they don't like people getting involved because they will do it again tomorrow and they won't sort out their issues by themselves. If you don't know the black community, the rap game community, you don't talk. It's a normal thing. You
no
do
face,
not,
no case.
Exactly. You do not talk. You do not say that they'll sort it out at home or together or whatever. So that's your theory can be thrown out the window because of that. Because she's not saying it out loud does not mean it didn't happen. But I know that the way, even her tweets as well, when she was like, she's sucking it in to protect other people, that one hits hard because I know black women in America, now that's something that is very unique to them. Nigerian women are never like that. We can throw our men under the bus very easily. But you see black women in America,
movie that Tyler Perry made that, hey, what's that movie?
Acrimony.
For colored women.
For colored women. It's in their culture. They don't ever go against everything. Do you know that it is even condemned if you're a black American that dates outside the race? They look down on women who do that. But for men, obviously, it's allowed. In fact, when you get richer, it's expected that the girl gets lighter. But for black women, you're not supposed to do that. So they're that mindset that she tweeted is very accurate. It's a cultural thing. But at the same time, I know that there is more to the story. And what if I mentioned about saying that more will come out if people start to talk, is probably the reason why she doesn't want to talk. But a man saying that he's not guilty does not mean
he's not
guilty. Shall we move on?
It could have been an accomplice.
Except maybe there's somebody else in the car hiding under the seat that took the gun.
Poof.
But what if it was the other girl in the car that shot? What if it was Kylie that shot and Kylie's family, the Kardashians have paid them and they're saying, don't speak, don't net out.
You know what it could be? It could be that the police was the one that shot her.
Yeah, or maybe when they were trying to say, Tory, come down, Tory, come down, then they cocked the gun, they now shot the gun.
They now put the gun in Tory's hand,
like,
Tory, that's the one that shot
and then there was body cam.
And then she was not like, oh, I cannot switch on the police because then police will kill Tory.
Yes,
so I have to then say, and then, they now make a song about it.
This is Silver Story.
You don't even know the song. He said, what song is that?
It is well. Please let us know what the end of the story is. I just want everybody to be safe. It's an important thing that she mentioned that this is real life pain and real life trauma because I know that they were really close. So whatever it is, I hope the truth finds its way out and then both of them find closure and move on.
Yeah.
Britney Spears' mother was the one who demanded the singer annul her impromptu Las Vegas marriage to her childhood friend Jason Alexander, according to his former attorney. The You Drive Me Crazy hitmaker stunned fans in 2004 when she impulsively tied the knot with Alexander, only for the union to be annulled just 55 hours later. Alexander recently claimed he was tricked into signing the documents to have the marriage cancelled, alleging that the singer's representatives at the time insisted they would still be allowed to continue with their romantic relationship after the annulment. However, he told the Toxic The Britney Spears Story podcast he soon found himself completely cut out from Britney, whose phone lines had been disconnected. Now the attorney who had advised Alexander shortly after the controversy has revealed it was actually Lynn Spears, the mother, who disapproved of the marriage and pushed for the legal proceedings, even though the young couple wanted to remain husband and wife. Mark Goldberg, who is now retired, told a network that it was the mother interfering in and inserting herself into her daughter's life. Now, Goldberg is convinced the family drama played a huge role in her subsequent mental health breakdown, which resulted in her father, Jamie Spears, being made co-conservator of her personal and business affairs in 2008 and was alleged an abusive situation with the superstar is now fighting to end. So basically, Jamie is not the guy, it's the mother that started the whole drama.
It's actually beginning to make sense, right? Like the whole thing, how it all occurred, how she changed, how she flipped. Now, this is a toxic family from all I can see.
Very
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're telling a grown woman who to marry, who not to marry, how to annul this, how to, be deceptive and tell the man to sign documents that he didn't want to sign and lying to him and keeping your daughter, and your daughter lost it, started doing drugs, you kept her away from someone she cared about, started doing a whole lot of other stuff and,
What kind of choky,
do you understand?
choky thing is that? Why as a parent, why do you want to do that?
And then you to the father, instead of speaking to your wife that you can share you have seen what you have caused. Let this girl be. Since she has this meltdown now, let me take charge. I'll control it while she gets her life. How will she ever get it back? It's just a toxic family relationship, if you ask me.
And I love the write-up that she put on Instagram lately because she also tagged the sister. The sister finally came out crying on it. Oh my God.
That whatever she decides to do.
I'm supporting my sister now that she's come out. I can finally talk. That it's been so hard for me. That time you've been performing her songs when you knew that you still cannot perform her songs.
Can you imagine? I swear, Britney's
what
life
is wrong with that family?
It's like an African movie. When I saw this story, that the woman,
acting like their mother is Patience Ozoko and
like
their mother is Patience Ozoko, their father is Kanayu kind of thing.
It's not something that you hear that happens.
Or their father is those in Peter Ducci.
Hey. But honestly speaking, this is not something you see that happens in the Western world. This is
weird. Very weird.
This is something that happens in Nigeria. Your mom will say you cannot marry this man. And she won't even go as far as, making him sign papers to actually, stop the marriage. It's crazy. And then you can just see that everything comes from her family. They are all toxic. They are all toxic.
And that is harsh. That is very harsh. If you really think about it, you can imagine how lonely it would be for someone like that, where you're in the public face. Your family is one of the most important bases. Those are the people that really know you, that should give you the most love
and support.
Honestly, this stuff is very, very deep.
And then they felt like the whole Las Vegas wedding was, quite spontaneous and impromptu. And
but they've known each other for years.
But they've known each other since they were kids. When I was reading it and I saw that part, I was like, exactly. She got married to somebody she's known since
and even
childhood.
if it's impromptu, Kinitie is my life decision.
Thank you.
Because even then again, like, you know, sometimes those mistakes that you make are really what teaches you who you are. Like, okay, now I know that I'm an impulsive babe, so let me be careful next time. But I'm not gonna know if my father is making all the decisions for me already.
But there's something I keep saying, right? How you live your teenage years and, you know, growing up really determines how you're still viewed by your family members in adulthood, right? So if you live a very, you know, careless, carefree life, you know, there will still be some decisions that they will be scared that you want to make on your own, such as money, such as making certain decisions about driving. Do you get what I mean? Like, if you've been a crazy child, no matter how much you want to say I've changed, there will still be that fear there. So, you know, it's just an advice to a lot of kids, you know, just try to be well behaved as much as you can be.
That's a good one. Yeah.
What's your name? Britney Spears. We are thinking about you. Like, below.
Free Britney.
Free Britney, please. I hope that she gets her. I like that she's speaking out now, and I feel like she's getting some kind of monumental attention that would help her case, if that makes sense. They've already denied the first one where she wanted to change, where she wanted to remove her father, but they've allowed her now to change management. So slowly but surely, we will get there. And these family members can like to leave her alone, please. Anyway, Sha.
Make their own money.
And you know, last this is all about money. If this babe did not have that much money, I know you think nobody would care about who she's married.
That's true.
And if she's having a mental breakdown,
your life,
very disappointing. You're embarrassing yourselves on a global scale.
Yes.
You're not rich Nigeria at TEATIME.
And guess what? If this girl should not gain freedom and she kicks you people out of the mansion, it will be a big problem.
You understand?
You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just wait.
It's okay. All right. Okay. That is enough for today. Any more gospels, I feel like this tape will not contain us. I'm just going to vex and just go abroad and tell Jimmy, spares my mind.
Yes.
But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please join the conversation on social media with the hashtag TEATIME. Remember that you can also catch up on all of our previous episodes, including this one, and all of our exclusive contents by going to our YouTube channel, hit the red subscribe button at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch RTTV. You can also watch TEATIME in RTTV and also on London in Ben Television, because we have visas and we move global, baby. A big thank you out to my crown cause for Shike and Neema for keeping this episode absolutely fire. As always, you know how we do it. The entire production team except Bills. Thank you so much. My name is Ife Omai, your favorite. Bye.